I need your help. And before I tell you what that help is that I need, I'm going to ask you a question. When was the last time you saw a naturopathic doctor like myself? Or when was the last time you saw a physical therapist or occupational therapist or were audiologist or were cared for by a nurse practitioner or physician's assistant? Now, think about what would happen if those people in those professions didn't exist. What would happen if you weren't able to get that specialized care that you needed? I'm Dr. Michael Smith. I'm a naturopathic physician in Montana, and I am asking for your help in addressing what I think is one of the biggest threats to at least the naturopathic profession, which I am part of, but also healthcare in the United States. So before I go into all the details, let me tell you two stories. They happened this week. One happened yesterday. I was helping a fairly elderly gentleman, and he was experiencing some vertigo. And we were working on some other health challenges. But part of the treatment, the visit, was focused on this vertigo that he's been experiencing. So during the visit, I did an Epley maneuver, and if you're familiar with vertigo, it's when you twist your head, lie back, do some other movements, and sit up. And what it does is it resets the little stones, the otoliths, inside your vestibular system, and that's what helps keep your head oriented in space and tells your brain what your head is doing. And sometimes when they get dislodged, this can create a condition called benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. And that's the standard of care treatment for that. When I did it, I had him lay back. He was a little dizzy during it, but we went through it, sat up, we did both sides. He felt a little bit better. Then I gave him some other therapies that I knew about. And before he left the visit, he was walking out the door feeling 100% better. In that context, there was other health challenges, but with the vertigo, it was all gone. Today, I was able to follow up with a patient that I've seen 3 or 4 times already. And when she first came to me, she was interested in support with hormones and balancing premenstrual symptoms and things like that. Over the course of several treatments, several visits, I've given her some different therapies that have significantly improved her well-being. She's able to have her period without having any PMS symptoms before that. She's able to not worry about these acne and other things that were a problem for her. All because of very simple things that I was able to recommend. We kept the treatment plan going, and we're more monitoring with labs, and she's feeling much better. I was able to have those experiences in helping those individuals because of a 4-year naturopathic medical education that I received at the National University of Natural Medicine in Portland, Oregon. Now, for those who you are not familiar with naturopathic medicine or naturopathic medical education, it is a 4-year program, very much like that of an MD or a DO, what we consider to be medical school. Naturopathic medical school is 4 years. There is the basic first about 2 years are the anatomy, the physiology, the biochemistry, all of the pathologies, going through each body system and learning about what could go wrong in each of these systems. The last 2 years are more focused on patient care, on internships, on externships, and learning about how to practice medicine under the guidance of a supervised physician. There are many post-secondary residencies that are available for those who want to pursue those. And with that education, naturopathic medical graduates like myself are able to go out and in at least 26 states in the United States, many in Canada and other jurisdictions, get licensed to practice naturopathic medicine. In Montana, what that looks like is I'm able to prescribe medications, I'm able to run lab tests and imaging, make referrals to specialist providers, really act as a primary care physician. And in that regard, I'm able to really fill the need that many patients have for integrative, holistic, full body, full person, root cause approach healthcare. Many patients of mine have seen multiple providers and specialists, but not gotten anywhere. They've sought for answers, they've done lab testing, they've done workup, but they're still not feeling well and they need help. And I'm able to help them. And why I share all that is because currently the Department of Education is proposing some new rule changes that would change the definition of who is considered a professional degree. For over 25 years, since 1999, the Department of Education has recognized the Doctor of Naturopathic Medicine, or ND, sometimes in some states is the NMD degree, as a first professional degree, placing it on par with MDs and DOs. That's because, in many ways, we do the same work that MDs and DOs do. Depending on the patient, sometimes we can get even better outcomes. It really depends. And now, in a time when there is often a shortage of medical professionals, and when there's an increasing number of patients wanting these holistic, integrative approaches that are not just being pushed medications all the time, naturopathic doctors are needed more than ever. So too are our amazing mid-level providers, PAs, NPs, specialty providers, physical therapists, occupational therapists, audiologists, and so many others, acupuncturists included. By changing the definition of professional degree, what the Department of Education is currently proposing as of right now, February 12th is the day that I'm recording this, they want to exclude naturopathic doctors from that definition. This proposed change is arbitrary. It ignores the fact that naturopathic medical education is a rigorous 4-year program, and it meets every legal requirement for a professional degree that was outlined by the recent One Big Beautiful Bill that was passed in Congress. The Department of Education has created a 3-part test or 3 guidelines for professional degrees. Number 1, you need to complete academic requirements in order to practice. Number 2, it requires professional licensing or professional skill beyond a bachelor's degree. If you have a bachelor's degree in the United States, you cannot practice naturopathic medicine, nor can you practice regular traditional allopathic, osteopathic medicine. You can't. You need to go to medical school. And then in order to get licensed, you need that education. That's the 3rd requirement. When I applied for licensure in Montana and in Idaho, where I am both licensed to practice naturopathic medicine, I submitted my transcripts. I submitted testing records from my licensing examinations through the North American Board of Naturopathic Medical Examiners, NABNE. The school that I went to was certified by the Council of Naturopathic Medical Education, or CNME. Very similar to what my allopathic MD-DO colleagues have to go through. They have to pass the USMLE licensing examination. They have to go to a licensed accredited medical school. So do I. So with this change, by removing naturopathic doctors from this definition, the Department of Education is ignoring precedents, and it is ignoring the intent of Congress. And in so doing, it's going to significantly limit the number of students that are able to pursue naturopathic medicine and other health professions. I cannot imagine the conversation I would have had with myself and my wife back in, it would have been 2018 when I decided to pursue naturopathic medicine. I was then a graduate student at the Icahn School of Medicine in Mount Sinai. I was doing a master's degree in neuroscience and epigenetics. And I knew that my education was not done yet. That's when I revisited the idea of becoming a naturopathic doctor, and it clicked. And I'll share my story a little bit more in a future video. But if I had to choose which degree I was going to pursue or not based on my ability to obtain federal financial aid, that would have been a hard conversation. And I don't know where I would be without it. If this rule goes through, those professions not classified as professional degrees would be limited in how much student loans they are able to obtain. Currently, professional can get $200,000. Everyone else would be limited to $100,000. It is not possible to go to medical school with $100,000 of student loans. As much as we want to improve the system and change things, it is just not possible. There are other ways that many people who are smarter than I am are working on improving all of those things. That's a conversation for another day. Simply stated, you cannot become a naturopathic doctor. You cannot become a physician's assistant, a nurse practitioner, all these things without the ability to obtain sufficient student loans for that degree. This is where I need your help. We need your help. Our profession, naturopathic doctors, need your help. In order to continue the work of naturopathic medicine, like I showed you earlier, or illustrated earlier with the patients that I've seen this week, we need to be able to ensure that naturopathic doctors are included in the formal definition of professional degrees outlined by the Department of Education. To do this, I need your help. In the video description below, I am including a link to a call to action page where you go in, you type in your address, your name, your relationship with naturopathic medicine, whether you're a doctor like myself, a patient, or just a friend or supporter. It gives you a template, a boilerplate template of a message that you can submit to your congressman, your senators, and to the Department of Education. When you do, please add your own story. We need unique experiences shared with all of these entities. In order for change to happen, it requires all of us. And without change, if we decide to do nothing, we could risk the ending of training for many students. It could risk the closure of naturopathic medical schools like my own, which could then jeopardize jobs and the ability for us to provide health care for so many people who need it. Please go on right now, as you're done watching this video, and click the link below and submit a very short letter. You don't need to write a whole essay. It's half written for you. Add your paragraph, add your story, make it unique. Copy paste it from the one to the other. Push send. Your voice matters. Our collective voice matters. as I've been in meetings and conversations with leaders of my profession, it is clear that this is a united front with many other professions who risk the same things that we do, with nursing, with physician's assistants, with PTs, and so many others. We cannot let this arbitrary change happen to exclude naturopathic doctors and others from these definitions that are being made by the Department of Education. If you've seen a naturopathic doctor, you know the magic that can happen with when working with one. You've experienced that healing power of nature, that root cause approach, that whole body, whole person care. If you haven't, that's okay. I invite you to go do it, by the way. But if you haven't, I ask just even for your support. And it's not money. It's not anything more than just a few minutes of your time. You could get this done in less than 5 minutes. It's going to make a difference. I'm going to be quiet so you can go and do that. Thank you so much for listening, for your support of healthcare in the United States, for your support of people who need creative, innovative solutions to their healthcare. It's going to make a difference. Thanks for watching.